Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at some really fascinating source material, diving into a story that really hits hard on ambition, regret, and, well, identity itself. We're talking about Jason Dessen, a guy whose life, which seems pretty ordinary on the surface, gets thrown into chaos by, well, another version of him.
Yeah, it's where quantum physics stops being theory and becomes, frankly, terrifyingly personal. It asks this fundamental question. What if the life you didn't choose, the road not taken, doesn't just haunt you? What if it literally shows up and tries to kick you out of your own life?
Okay, so let's set the scene. Our main guy, Jason Dessen, he's living a reality, the one he picked. He's a physics professor, Lakemont College. Some guy definitely. Could have been huge, maybe even won a Pavia Prize, the sources suggest.
Right, a Nobel-level award in this world.
Yeah.
But he made a choice, a big one. He chose family. His wife, Daniela, and their son, Charlie. Charlie had some serious health problems early on, so Jason really stepped up, prioritized them.
So the quiet life in a brownstone instead of the, I don't know, the big world-changing research lab.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that choice is the hinge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It all kicks off the night Jason goes to a party for his friend Ryan Holder. Now, Ryan did stick with the research, and guess what? He won that Pavia Prize back in '04.
Oof. So Jason's right there, face to face with the life he could have had. That's gotta sting.
It does. The sources describe this flicker of regret, a little pang of what if, just a moment.
But that moment, that's all it takes.
Seems like it. That's the crack where the other reality gets in.
Okay, so the incident itself, it's fast, brutal even. Jason's walking home, gets abducted, masked man, gunpoint. The sources mention a geisha mask, which is unsettling.
Very. He's taken to this abandoned place, Kago Power, some old power plant, drugged, lights out.
And when he wakes up.
Total disorientation. He's in a high-tech lab, Velocity Laboratories, strapped down, people in lab coats, and they're all calling him Dr. Jason Dessen, Chief Science Officer, the guy who won the Pavia Prize.
So not just a case of mistaken identity. He is Jason Dessen, but not his Jason Dessen.
Precisely. He's a scientific rock star in this world. The horror sinks in when he realizes this isn't just a career change. It's a whole different life path.
And then he escapes, right? He needs to confirm this isn't some elaborate delusion.
He does. He makes his way back to his street, finds his brownstone, but it's wrong. It's slick, expensive, minimalist, cold. None of the warmth, the clutter, the life of his family home.
Daniela, his wife.
She exists.
Yes.
She's a famous artist,
Yeah.
unmarried,
Yeah.
and she's dating Ryan Holder.
Wow. Okay. That's a twist. But the real gut punch?
Charlie.
Charlie never existed. In this timeline, Jason and Daniela never had a son.
Oh, man. That's the core of it, isn't it? This isn't just waking up with a better job. It's like his entire emotional foundation, his role as husband and father. It's just erased.
Utterly nullified. Replaced by pure ambition and scientific achievement. It's a terrifying thought experiment for anyone listening. Imagine the pillars of your identity just not being there in another reality.
It's quantum identity theft. Which brings us to the big question. How? How is this even possible? All right, let's get into the mechanics. And we have to treat this tech as real, based on our sources. It all centers around the box. This device, described as a microscopic quantum device, it's built by the other Jason, Jason 2.
Okay.
And it works based on the mini-worlds interpretation, MWI.
Right. MWI. Remind us quickly the idea that every quantum event, every choice...
Splits the universe. Exactly. You choose coffee, boom. A parallel universe where you chose tea instantly exists. Infinite possibilities, infinite realities, all coexisting in what the sources call a fifth-dimensional probability space.
Infinite Jasons,
No.
infinite Danielas, infinite worlds. It's overwhelming. So what stops us from, seeing all that?
That's where Jason's own research comes in, the research from the other Jason, Jason 2. His notes suggest consciousness evolved a kind of filter, a firewall.
A firewall, like a mental block.
Pretty much. It locks our perception onto a single world line, a single reality thread. Without it, our minds would just be flooded, overwhelmed by the infinite data. It's a survival mechanism.
So to pull off the swap, Jason 2 needed to breach that firewall.
Precisely. And the key was a drug. The toxicology report on our Jason 1, shows ketamine plus something else, a unique psychoactive compound. Turns out, that world Ryan Holder developed it. Its specific purpose: temporarily disable the consciousness firewall.
So Jason 2 drugs Jason 1, puts him in the box.
And activates it. It forces Jason 1's consciousness out of its native reality and into the corridor between worlds, while Jason 2 simultaneously jumps into Jason 1's now vacant spot, a clean swap.
But why? Jason 2 had everything, right? The fame, the prize, the scientific glory. Why throw it away for Jason 1's quiet life?
Regret. Deep, gnawing regret. Despite all the success, Jason 2 looked back at that moment. He chose career over Daniela and potentially Charlie. And he hated that choice. He didn't just want a family. He wanted that family. Jason 1's family. He saw it as the life he was owed, the path he should have taken.
So a universe-altering crime driven by personal envy. Wow. Okay, so Jason 1 is stranded, framed essentially. How does he even begin to get back?
He's not completely alone. He finds an ally, Amanda Lucas. She's a psychiatrist from Velocity Labs who realizes just how unethical, how monstrous Jason 2's actions were. She defects.
Okay, so they have each other, and they have the drug.
They have a few remaining ampoules of Ryan's compound, enough for several jumps. They start using the box, trying to navigate back.
But how do you navigate infinite worlds? Is there a map? A GPS?
That's the really wild part. There are no external controls, no coordinates you can punch in. They figure out, through horrifying trial and error, that the box responds to them. Their thoughts, their emotions, their conscious and subconscious desires. That's what steers them through the corridor. They're the navigation system.
Whoa. So your own mind determines which reality door opens next. That must be intense.
Intense is putting it mildly. It becomes a psychological nightmare. Because if you're afraid of something, if you're dwelling on a specific fear, the box might just open a door right into it.
And the source material gives examples, right, of these failed jumps.
Oh, yeah. Horrifying ones. They land in a Chicago that's just buried in volcanic ash, dead world. Another time, they hit a reality ravaged by some awful contagious plague.
Yeah.
And in that world's version of his house, his alternate Daniela is dead, and the alternate Charlie is upstairs. The source just says rotting.
Jesus, that's dark. And it ties back to his core identity, right? Protecting his family. These worlds show him failing at that.
Exactly. It weaponizes his deepest anxieties, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
While trying to navigate, Jason 1 learns about something terrible happening back in Jason 2's original world. Jason 2, trying to cover his tracks, sent an agent back.
Yeah.
And that agent murdered the alternate Daniela, the artist version.
No.
And Jason 1, our Jason, gets framed for it. So now he's not just lost, he's a wanted murderer in at least one reality.
This just keeps escalating. But then there's another layer, something about other Jasons.
Yeah, this is maybe the biggest mind bender. Jason 1 starts finding clues online chat logs, brief encounters suggesting he wasn't the only Jason who escaped Velocity Labs after Jason 2's initial experiment. Dozens of other Jasons, displaced from their timelines during the research phase, are now aware of Jason 1's original prime reality. And they all want it.
So, a Jason war. Multiple versions of himself, all converging on his home, wanting his wife, his son, his life.
That's the implication. The concept of a single original gets shaky. If MWI is true, aren't all Jasons technically real? Who has the greater claim? It becomes an existential free-for-all.
Okay, the stakes are impossible. He needs to get back to his Daniela and Charlie, but his house is probably being watched by himself many times over.
Right. A direct approach is suicide. So he comes up with this brilliantly counterintuitive plan. He knows the other Jasons, especially Jason 2, would expect stealth. So he does the opposite. He walks into a diner, lights a cigar indoors, intentionally breaking the law.
Gets himself arrested. Why?
To force a meeting in a controlled, public, unexpected place. The police station. He knows his Daniela will be called. It's there, under police watch, that he manages to convince her and Charlie that the impossible story is true.
That takes some serious trust from her.
It does, but he gets through. They believe him. They flee Chicago, head for a remote cabin in Wisconsin for safety.
But Jason, too, he wouldn't just give up.
No. The original architect of all this, the brilliant, ambitious Jason 2, tracks them down. It leads to the inevitable confrontation. Jason 1 versus Jason 2. And Jason 1, the less successful one, the family man, he has to kill his doppelganger to protect his family.
So the main villain is gone, but the threat isn't over, is it?
Not at all. They recover Jason 2's gear, including the box and more ampoules, maybe 40 left. And all those other Jasons are still out there, potentially closing in. This forces Jason 1 to confront what truly defines him. It's not the job he didn't get or the prize he didn't win. It's the specific, irreplaceable connection to his Daniela and his Charlie, their shared history, their struggles, their love. That's the anchor in the infinite storm.
So facing this horde of alternate selves, they have to jump again, one last time.
One last time. They have the box, the drug, they dose themselves. But this time, Jason doesn't try to steer. He can't trust his own desires or fears anymore.
So who chooses the door?
He lets Charlie do it, his son, the very person whose existence created the divergence between Jason 1 and Jason 2 in the first place. Charlie's choice isn't burdened by decades of regret or ambition. It's simple: hope, safety, warmth. He opens a door based on feeling, not calculation.
Wow, that's quite the ending. So what's the big takeaway here for you listening?
What really throws that classic conflict, career ambition versus domestic contentment into sharp relief, doesn't it? And it makes you consider that maybe the greatest scientific breakthrough imaginable, controlling reality itself, only finds its true value as a tool to preserve something deeply personal, a specific choice, a specific love.
It also makes the many worlds theory feel incredibly real and maybe kind of terrifying. The idea that regret isn't just a feeling, but a connection to another actual you.
Exactly. The sources put it nicely. All the paths we might have taken factor somehow into the math of our identity. We aren't just who we are now, but also who we could have been. Those other versions are part of our makeup.
Which leads to a really provocative final thought for you to chew on. What if the life you're living right now, the good, the bad, the mundane, the choices you sometimes second guess? What if this is the reality you chose? What if, on some level you don't remember, you navigated that chaotic corridor, maybe even fought off other versions of yourself, all to get back to this specific life?
Makes you look at your everyday world a little differently, doesn't it? That the life you have might be the one you deemed worth fighting for across infinite possibilities.
Definitely gives you something to think about. Thanks for diving depth with us today.
My pleasure. Until next time.